So, Fright was first taught to me by my first ever yoga teacher, who happened to be an Australian called Blessed Bee. Now, Blessed Bee was a fabulous teacher. She had a bit of a curly lip. You know, I think there was a bit of Botox going on there. It was the 90s, so it was a bit like polyfiller. There was a lot of it. And she used to do this sort of little dance. She'd dance around. Blessed Bee. And she was obsessed with her pelvic floor. She linked all female woes to a loose pelvic floor. Which is why you've got to suck it in and suck it up. The sagging flesh, the flapping bits, the hanging gardens. Because it's all there in your personal hotspot. Joy, sex, your magnus opus. But if you've got a fanny like a wizard's sleeve, what you got to look forward to? For all of you who don't know me, I am Rose, and before we begin, I should tell you that I suffer from white, middle-class, able-bodied syndrome, also known as guilt. Plus, I'm 5'9", which technically makes me height privileged, so... Plus, I'm posh, you know, which is deeply unfashionable. You know, I'm almost an endangered species, nearly extinct. Soon to be in the Natural History Museum under early 21st century posh bird. Note the equine profile, the incredibly tense jaw, designed to withhold all emotional warmth, and the long, bony fingers, perfect for playing the harpsichord. I once went to a festival in Cornwall that will remain nameless, which was advertised as the most outrageous, inspirational, and downright decadent party of the year. And when I got there, I was subjected to the Dulwich Ukulele Orchestra. Now, I don't know much, but I do know when it's time for 30 brand strategists to look for something else to do of a Saturday morning. And I will never again be able to listen to Doing the Lambeth Walk without strongly contracting my anus. And everyone there looked exactly the same. Exactly the same. Bony-nosed, floppy-haired, lightly freckled, dainty-wristed, slightly stooped. Velvet jackets, home knits, witty hat. But what almost made it worth it was the comments I heard. "Oh, you're so fucking selfish, Cressida. You were up till 5 doing MDMA, and now I'm stuck here with Andromache and Tarquin whilst you do a Ashtanga. Bitch." And then there's this girl who's she's like kelp, you know, she's sort of moved. There's no music, she just sort of moved around like that. And I heard her saying to her friend, I hear you're going to Colombia to rescue Pablo Escobar's hippos. How cool. The worst thing about festivals is festivals means camping. Now, I've just got one question for you guys. Why? Why camp? When you could live? Why shiver in a canvas chair like a whippet in the sleet? Consuming pernicious curry and drinking warm Chardonnay. Only to awaken in the dead of night with a blinding headache and the ring of fire. And as you lunge towards the Portaloos, you're garroted on a razor-sharp guide rope. Fuck! And then you get to the loos. You open the plastic door, and the stench of shit punches you, and you finally get to poo. To the din of a Genesis tribute band. And no loo paper. World music means listening politely to one man improvising on a wind instrument fashioned from a gourd for so long that you pass through the menopause just waiting for him to finish. And you can't even see him because you're stuck behind an 8-foot-tall white accountant dressed as a Kikuyu chieftain in Birkenstocks, brandishing a rolled-up Guardian, ready to bash anyone who comes between him and his favourite Nepalese Celtic fusion pungi artist. And you herded around all weekend in a worthy trajectory. Past the magic noodles of Phnom Penh. Past the carved wooden mushrooms. Past the Cloud Interpretation Society. And into the main tent where some Cajun concept band is massacring the guns of Brixton. A perfectly brilliant song that needed no improvement. But hey, man, don't be a xenophobe, man. This is world music. Is it? Is it? World music according to whom? Does Fela Kuti call 3 have-a-go jazz dads in a pub in Devon world music? No! He calls it shit music! The men owe pause. It's not really a pause from men, is it? It's not even a full stop. It's the end of the fucking book. Because suddenly, I'm invisible to builders. In the old days, it was like, "Aye, aye, Blondie!" And I'd say, "I wouldn't fuck you for practice." No, don't clap. It's a different story nowadays. Yeah, I walk around the building site once, twice. I usually stop after the 10th round. Because all I hear is always get the toothless builders. You know, my 16-year-old daughter, she sort of sachets in, you know, looking like a supermodel wearing 3 triangles. And she sees her crone of a mother weeping over the John Lewis Christmas ad. You'll be gone soon. And she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, Mum, grow up. Because I haven't grown up. Not since I was robbed of my innocence at the age of 7 by 2 men. Jacob Grimm and his brother Wilhelm, who wrote a pretty little tale called Cinderella that I absorbed like a religion and wasted great swathes of my life thinking that if I only looked more like Paris Hilton, I too could marry a handsome prince, aka investment banker, and never again have to face another 3 for £6 Tesco ready meal deal. Hemorrhoids. That's something they don't talk about in sex education. No. Because they're too busy teaching young girls how to put a condom on a banana. How the fuck is that going to help her? It'll just confuse her, no? During her first time when she's there and full of trepidation and she undoes his fly. I wasn't expecting that. It's all right, I've got a banana here somewhere. Oh, and sex? What's happened to sex? What's happened? I'll tell you what's happened. It's been replaced with Game of Thrones. In bedrooms all over England, husbands and wives lie side by side in comfortable pajamas, sipping their quietly chamomile, watching Jon Snow and Ygritte banging away in a cave, crushing waterfall, crashing down, eagles flying overhead, world music playing. And the wife turns to her husband and she says, "The light's gone out in the oven." Can you fix it?